As you guys know, in the last couple years on 2K, I've really found the most enjoyment playing 5v5 game modes, whether that's Rec, Ranked Pro-Am, or competitive Pro-Am leagues where you're playing for money. I've really enjoyed playing 5v5. Now, even those game modes get annoying sometimes, especially when you're getting banned from Pro-Am leagues for flopping on the commissioner's team. But overall, I think it's the thing that reminds me most of hooping in real life, and as somebody who loves to hoop in real life, that's ultimately probably the main reason I got into 2K. But this week I've been fiending to get those extra cat breakers from hitting Vet 2, so I decided I needed to go play something other than 5v5 to get rep a lot faster. So I decided to venture out into the world of NBA 2K25 outside of 5v5 Pro-Am, into the world of 2v2 and 3v3 gameplay, and let me just say, I was stunned at what I was witnessing. What if I told you could turn $25 into $25,000 just by predicting more or less on 6 NBA players? Well, you're gonna wanna check out the sponsor of today's video, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is simple. First, you gotta select your sport, then select the category within that sport, then select your players and decide if they're gonna go more or less than the predictions in those categories. The more picks you get right, the more money you make. PrizePicks is available in over 30 states, and if you use my code to sign up for PrizePicks today, they will give you $50 in free play when you place your first $5 lineup. Age restrictions apply. Please play responsibly. Thank you to PrizePicks for sponsoring today's video. So the Cold Snap event was going on, which was double rep 3v3, which is perfect. I need rep. The problem is my teammate lagged out in game 1. Literally the first game I load into the event, our center lags out. So we got me, Bauer, and an AI player. But right off the bat, I'm gonna catch the ball, I'm gonna just turn the corner, get right to the basket, and you score, you get takeover. So beautiful. But I was stunned at what I witnessed on the other end. Immediately, the guard gives the ball to the center. He goes into LT, tries to get Bauer stuck in a body up animation, and try to get his teammate an open shot that way. I'm like, all right, it was the first possession, let's see what happens. Off the inbounds, this guy's gonna take 2 dribbles and immediately just hand the ball to his center, and they immediately go into the same thing. They immediately are just LTing around the court, trying to get somebody sucked into a body up animation because of the LT or L2, animation that he's putting himself in. And that is how they are going to play the entire game, as you're about to see. Now listen, I'm not one to criticize one's play style. I understand we all bought the game. We all can play the game however we want. And it's, who am I to say how you're supposed to play? I'm not here to do that. But I'm just here to say the fact that this is the play style of over 50% of the teams that I played in 2v2 and 3v3, as you're going to see in this video, is just crazy. It's mind-blowing to me that this is the play style is to give the ball to a 25 ball handle center to hold LT and try to get people sucked into a body up animation. People are calling it the LT glitch, LT cheese. It's been in the game for a while, but this year more than ever, it is super duper effective. And let's talk about it from a few angles. First of all, I understand in real life, people run DHOs. I know some of you are sitting there like, Joe, you was just telling us you're a hooper. Like, about dribble handoffs, Jokic and Murray, and there's a bunch of people in the NBA that do it really effectively. Absolutely agree. The thing I'll say about that is in real life, you don't get sucked into a body up animation when the dribbler comes and dribbles to you to run the handoff action, right? Obviously, you have to navigate around his body, and it sometimes can create problems because people will get half a step of space, which leads to them turning the corner and getting in the paint, or vice versa, or half a step and they're able to get a jump shot off, or whatever the case may be. You have to navigate them. It doesn't suck you into a post-up animation, right? Because it's real life. That's not how physics works. But on the game, when the game registers that someone's in LT, as soon as your body makes contact with them, it thinks you're trying to defend that post-up. It becomes very, very difficult, very annoying, and more importantly, it becomes very boring to play against. And not only play against, it becomes a very boring play. It becomes a very boring play style to do. Imagine playing like this every day. I mean, to each their own, right? To each their own. To me, it's like you bought Call of Duty to sit in the corner with an RPG the whole game. Is it effective? Yeah. Is your KDR going to be good? Probably. I mean, does it take any skill? No. Is it boring? Yes. Does it make you better at the game than somebody else? Definitely not. This playstyle is so effective on this game that people started to do it in 2v2 wagers and it immediately got banned. You cannot hold LT and try to move into somebody on the perimeter in these 2v2 wagers that you guys might watch me react to on my second channel and whatnot. You can't do it. They banned it. Now, I'm also not saying like, oh, this playstyle is so unbeatable. I can't beat it, so that's why I'm gonna sit here and go on a rant about it. No. You're gonna see. On 3s, on 2s, I beat it. Like, you could go check my player card. I win over 90% of my games in all game modes, 3v3, 2v2, 5v5, you name it. I'm over a 90 win percent. And I play against this stuff all the time. So that shows you. Majority of the time, I do beat it. Now, occasionally, of course, yeah, just like anybody else, I lose on 2K sometimes, especially when I'm playing against this type of play style. And it's amplified in this gameplay because we have an AI player, right? The more players, more humans you have on the court, the more help defense you can play, the more you can work together to play against it. But as I was just talking about on the 2s, and as you're going to see on the 2s, it's really, really difficult to guard. Even on 3s, it can have its challenges. But essentially, the playstyle is just based upon getting people cheesed into a body up animation. And again, in real life, that does not happen. In 2K, they preach realism all the time, and that's their angle about everything with the pro play and all that stuff. Listen, just because Nikola Jokic dribbles towards me to run a DHO with Jamal Murray, it certainly poses its challenges, but one of those challenges is not the fact that if I get anywhere near Nikola Jokic with the ball, that I'm going to get attached to his body. I'm still going to be able to run over the top of it or run underneath it. It's not going to get me stuck on him like it does in the game. So if you're talking about, realistic basketball, I really don't think that's a great angle to approach how to justify that this is like a thing that should be so effective in 2K. But as you can see, it's literally their whole offense. The guards don't even bring the ball up the court. And again, I would understand if he made a Nikola Jokic build, right? And he had like a 70, 80 ball handle, great playmaking stats. These centers are 7'7" 7'1" centers that have 25 ball handle. They are not playmakers, but yet they're out here running point. I don't know, man. Anyways, we beat them with an AI player with them L2 cheesing or L2 glitching the whole game. But it doesn't just happen on 3s. I decided to go check out the 2s. So we step on the 2s, and we were just dealing with this in the 3v3 cold snap, and immediately the first game on the 2s, they're doing the same thing. The guard or the smaller player, the shooter, doesn't even dribble. He just gives the ball to the center who has no playmaking. He probably has pass accuracy, right? Probably's got like 93 pass accuracy, no ball handle, no speed with ball. LT glitch, try to get you into a body up animation, get you stuck, and then get a shot. Now, fortunately, Laz just sells out here and gets a contest, but the problem with that is normally they're going to get that rebound 9 out of 10 times. Now, it was a long board, and I got that grit in me. I go track it down, I get the ball wide up at 3, bang. But my point is, why is this playstyle the most effective playstyle on the game in terms of people that really are not skilled at the game? It's like a leveler. It levels the playing field. They have a great chance to beat people who do have great skill. And I'm not saying I'm the best 2K player by any stretch, but year in, year out, I'm over a 90 win percent. I play competitive Pro-Am. I win leagues for thousands of dollars playing the most competitive game mode on the game. I would say I'm certainly above average. I'm not going to lie. I could face Black Banner 85 overalls playing like this, and it poses a challenge. It is difficult to play against. Now, again, I beat it majority of the time, but yeah, here and there, people certainly, I lose games on 2K just like anybody else, and certainly lose playing against this because it is just that effective. But if we're looking at 2K as a basketball simulation, which is what it's claimed to be, right? It's supposed to be the most realistic basketball game we've ever seen, pro play, yada, 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 yada. Why is this the most effective play style on the game? Why is this the easiest way to play the game and easiest way to win on certain game modes? Let's just think about it from a real life standpoint. Imagine you're playing 2v2 at LA Fitness and two dudes are trying to do this to you. Would it automatically guarantee them an 80% boost in their chances of having success? No, you would be able to just run around the dude. You wouldn't get attached to his body and get stuck for 4 seconds because it's real life. It doesn't happen like that. The way it is on this game, you would have you thinking two dudes from LA Fitness, if they just ran dribble handoffs against 2 NBA players in a 2v2, they would have a chance to win. And obviously they would not. But on this game, that's how effective it is. It could have players that are mediocre or below, even below middle of the pack, playing against players that are very, very skilled, and it will make the game competitive. And sometimes they'll come out with the victory simply because it is that effective. I'll call it effective, broken, cheese, whatever you want to call it. It's that good of a playstyle on this game. And I'm just here asking the question, why? But if y'all want to check out some actual competitive gameplay, click that video on the screen right there. That's my new two-way transformer build in the 5v5 against a comp pro-am team, going absolutely crazy.